Hello everyone. In this video, we're going to show how the formula for the law of cosines or the cosine law is derived. So we are given this oblique triangle right here with vertices A, B, and C and sides labeled as C, side A, and side B. So what are we going to do is we are going to drop a perpendicular line from angle B to that of line segment or side B or side AC. So if we were to drop a line right here and we're going to label this, again, that's perpendicular, so that's 90 degrees right here. So if we label this as our H, we actually have created two separate triangles here. So the first triangle is the one on the left and the other triangle is the one on the right. As you can see here, our side B has been cut into two pieces, from A going to this spot right here and from this spot going to this vertex right here. So it was cut into two pieces. The side B again was cut into two pieces. So if we are going to let this side as X, so let's label this as X. We don't know what that is. So let's just label this as X. Again, the whole thing is B from this vertex all the way to the other vertex. The whole length is variable B. And from this point all the way to this spot right here, we will call that as X. This means that this side right here is actually the whole thing minus X. So we can label this as B minus X. So these are the labels for this triangle. To better understand this, I have created this two triangles right here. And this matches up with the oblique triangle that we started at the beginning. To better understand it, I actually cut this into two pieces. And we are going to label this cut triangle that we have right here. So first, this is a right angle on this spot right here. And then this side length right here is labeled as H. This side length right here is matching up with that of A. And this angle right here matches up to that of angle C. And then, so let's just label that as 2 right there. And then this side of the triangle right here is X. So again, that's the first triangle. I took it from that side right there. That's the right side of the triangle. And we're going to label this other triangle here as well. So again, this is a right angle. And then this side right here is our H. That's how I got from there. And then this angle right here is angle A. So I'm just going to label this as angle A right here. And then this side length or this length right here is B minus X. And then this hypotenuse that we have here is C. So again, I got these two from there. So we are going to examine these two triangles here so that we are able to derive the formula for the law of cosines. Okay, so let's examine these two triangles right here. We're going to start with the triangle on the left. We are going to use the Pythagorean theorem to solve for this hypotenuse C. So I'm just going to go ahead and write that down here. So looking at this, we can go ahead and say that this is the hypotenuse and these are the two legs of the triangle. So we can go ahead and write this as C squared is equal to, again, that's hypotenuse squared, equals, again, that's the hypotenuse right there, is equal to the sum of the squares of the two legs. So then we can go ahead and write this as the first leg would be B minus X, and then again, that's a squared, plus H squared. So we can go ahead and expand this binomial that we have right here using the area model. So I'm going to show the work on the side right here. Okay, so once we expand this is how it's going to look like. So this one right here, again, I've used the area model to expand it. That would be B squared. And then we are going to combine like terms. So these two are like terms and there are two of them. So then that comes out to be negative 2xb. And then that's a plus x squared. So this whole thing is this one expanded. And then there's a plus h squared after that. So plus h squared. Now let's look at the triangle on the right here. So again, we are going to use the Pythagorean theorem to solve for the hypotenuse A. So let's set it up using the Pythagorean theorem. So we can go ahead and set up the Pythagorean theorem for this. Again, that's the hypotenuse, which is a squared, is equal to the sum of the squares of the two legs. So that would be x squared, that's the first leg, plus the other leg is h. So that would be h squared. So what are we going to do next is we isolate the h squared. So that means we are going to subtract x squared from both sides minus x squared. So this comes out, we can cross the x squared out. That would be a minus x squared is equal to h squared. So that this side of the equation that we have right here, a minus x squared is equal to h squared. And this is the one that we plug into the h here. So instead of writing h squared for this, since h squared is equal to a minus x squared, so that we go ahead and plug it in there. So our equation comes out to be b squared minus 2xb plus x squared plus, again, this h squared is a minus x squared. Now, looking at this, we can combine these two together. The like terms, we have positive x squared minus x squared is actually crossed out, since that's x squared minus x squared is a 0. So that we can go ahead and rewrite this equation that we have here. The leftover that we have here would be b squared. That's, we can put the, by the way, this is a squared. So I missed that part right there. So that's a squared minus x squared. So again, this is a squared minus x squared. So that we can go ahead and write this a squared after the b squared. So that is plus a squared minus 2xb. Now, what are we going to do next is to determine what is this x. In order that we can do that, we are going to use the cosine on this side of the triangle. We are going to determine the value for x using cosine of angle C. So I'm just going to write that down here. So again, we are supposed to solve for this x. So then we are going to use cosine for this. So the angle that we have here is angle C. So that would be cosine of angle C is equal to, again, when you say cosine, that's adjacent over hypotenuse. So the adjacent of angle C is x. So I can go ahead and write x here. And then the hypotenuse of this triangle is A. So then we go ahead and solve for x. We can do that by multiplying both sides by a. I multiply this side as well by a. So we can cross these two out. We are left with x is equal to a cosine of angle C. This is the one that we plug into the x. Since this whole thing is equal to x, we plug it in here. So then we go ahead and say that we plug this into that x right there. So our equation would come out that's c squared is equal to, we can write the letter, arrange the letters first. So we're going to start with a squared first. So that's a squared plus b squared minus 2. And then we have an a. Again, this is the whole thing x. We put that in there. So we got the 2. That's the one that I got from there. So we have an a. So I can write a. And there's a b. And then we got a cosine of angle C. As you can see, we already have derived the formula for the cosine law, or the law of cosines. Again, this is the formula for the law of cosines. So going back to the previous slide, we can therefore go ahead and say that the formula for the cosine law, or the law of cosines, would be c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cosine of angle C. So again, this is the formula for the law of cosines or the cosine law. That's it. If you found this video helpful, hit like and subscribe for more math videos. See ya!